Welcome to Ham Radio QRP. Today we look at calculating values for a low-pass RC circuit using a slide rule and why you might actually want to use a slide rule to do such calculations. And just a quick disclaimer. Hopefully everyone knows by now that I generally learn this stuff as I go. I am in no way an expert, so treat everything you hear as if it's coming from a comic book character. So what are slide rules? They were the instruments used for performing calculations by engineers before the advent of the electronic calculator. I had to use one in high school, but they've been in use for a very long time, all the way back to the 1800s. Used by very smart people, used by cool people. They were really big in the 50s. And with regard to today's discussion, they were used in electronic design. So today we're going to look at using one for designing the filter values, specifically looking for the resistor value in a low-pass RC circuit. Now, we made one of these a while back, and at the time, I just swept frequencies to find the right value. I should have used a calculation for the value, and we're going to do that calculation today with a slide rule. When I was building my practice oscillator circuit, I knew I wanted to filter around 750 hertz. That's where I like to listen. And I had an abundance of 0.1 microfarad capacitors. So what I was really looking for was the resistor value to give me a low-pass cutoff at 750 hertz. So let's do this like an engineer from the 50s or 60s would do it and see what additional value we can get from using a slide rule over a calculator. I'm using an emulator of a K&E Decilon that I've modified to perform some automatic calculations, and it's going to present the result of whatever operation we're doing, highlighted in green on the scale in question. Okay, let's get on with it. So we're only going to move the slide one time and move the cursor one time to get our result. That's far less than punching in a bunch of numbers and symbols. So we start by moving the slide so the right index 10 on the C scale is over the 2 pi mark on the D scale. Handy that there's a 2 pi mark there. So our first factor is 6.283 times 10 to the 0th power. All we're really trying to keep up with here is the exponent power. Next, we need to multiply that by our frequency that we want, which is 750 hertz. 750 hertz is 7.5 times 10 to the 2nd power. So it has an exponent log of 2. But because this is a left shift operation with the slide, we're going to add 1 to that. So our intermediate result on the D scale is now 4.712, but we adjust its decimal by the exponent log of 3 to be 4,712. We don't move anything from here on out. We're going to multiply it by the capacitor value. Remember, our capacitor is a 0.1 microfarad capacitor. So that's 1 times 10 to the minus 7th. There's no movement. And we end up with an exponent log of minus 4 because the original exponent was 3. We're subtracting 7. Our new value is on the D scale 0.0004712. Now we need its reciprocal because we're dividing this result into 1. That reciprocal is read on the DI scale down below. We are doing a division operation, so the exponent log now becomes 3, and our result is 2,122. So the result of our calculation is a resistor value of 2,122. So how did we do? Let's look at an online RC filter calculator. Well, would you look at that? 2,122. So if we go to look at this as a plot, we're doing this as a third order passive filter. So we actually have 3 sets of resistor and capacitors in line, and it provides quite a steep cutoff, which is what gave us such a good sound on our practice oscillator. But wait, there is no resistor exactly at that value. We could combine some to get something close, but what we really want to know is what is the real cutoff frequency going to be If we use, say, a close standard value of 2.2K, we can do that on the slide rule. It's going to show you all the relationships between the frequency and the resistor values without doing anything except moving that cursor. As we move the cursor up and down the scale, we can see how a change in resistance is going to change the cutoff frequency. And that is really handy and sort of a secret sauce of slide rules that you don't get on a calculator. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope this has been a little interesting. Morse code can be a bit archaic, and slide rules are a bit archaic, but they're both fun to do. They both really exercise your brain, and you may have a slide rule in some drawer somewhere that you used long in the past, or that your father or grandfather used. And if you don't, you can head on over to my blog, hamradioqrp.com, and find the slide rule emulator, and input some equations into that, and it will provide the instructions for how to move the slide rule to solve calculations. I've emulated a Versalog on that particular page. I'll hopefully be adding this decilon slide rule that I used in this example sometime soon.